this is Yana here today and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am a little frustrated. So the last video that I posted on here was a video where I did some unboxing of some beautiful fabrics. And that same day, which is still today, I wanted to sew up a free pattern that I was going to record and share with you all. And I found the perfect fabrics for it. I found everything and I was so ready to sew. Then I realized that I left my connector cable thing for my laptop for my projector back at the place I work about 45 minutes away. So that's not happening today. I'm not projecting today. So I was kind of frustrated because I was planning on sewing that. And I don't know if anybody's like me, but if I have something on my mind that I want to do, if things go a different way, a different route, it just doesn't sit with me. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I was gonna work on this. And it just, So I did not get to sew that today. But I got to thinking, I still have all my paper patterns. So I'm gonna sew up that cardigan I talked to you about on the last video. So I mentioned that I had sewn up a free cardigan pattern and I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm gonna go ahead and sew it. The fabric has already been washed, I think. Yeah, and I have a pile of fabrics right in front of you. And I don't know if it's making my camera blurry because it might be trying to focus on the fabric. Hopefully it's not. But I thought, why not go ahead and make it tonight? Just go ahead and make another version and have you come along with me. And I'm going to share a little bit about paper patterns because I've been sharing a lot about my projector, but I know that a lot of people do not have a projector and they use paper patterns or are curious about PDF paper patterns. This is not a tissue pattern, this is a PDF pattern. First thing I'm gonna show you though is how I used to store my paper patterns. I guess I say used to, but I really still do because I mean, it's still there. Now, I should have brought down one of the ones that is not messed up, but this is real life and I'm gonna show you real life. So this is one of my baskets. I have about 4 or 5 of these kind of baskets. I actually got these from Publix a while ago. And these are great because they fit these beautiful manila envelopes so nicely in there. And so I get these envelopes from Walmart, well I used to, and then I created these little labels with my Cricut. So like this is the outer of the words. And so I've got this one that says others. It says sweaters, rompers, bottoms, swimsuits. But I have other baskets, like one says kids on it, one says tops on it, one says dresses on it. So it's just different categories of things. And I have them into different bins and each bin is full of fabrics like this one, like bursting. Then I have a couple of patterns here in a basket that are like the ones that I've been working on, which I haven't used in forever, but they just never went back in the closet. So that's how I store them. I put them into these little buckets and they're above on top of my closet. They fit so nicely right next to each other. They don't bother anyone. They just collect a lot of dust nowadays. So when I was looking for my pattern, I couldn't help but keep sneezing over and over again. And then I just fold my pattern up and put it in there. That way, when I need to use it again, all I gotta do is just open it up and it's ready to go. And you can go ahead and you can iron them. If they're really wrinkled up and you're like worried about them, you can iron them, but mine are pretty. I usually try to do a good job at folding them nicely. For my paper patterns, I like to use glue sticks, not those purple glue sticks. So you don't see tape on here and they hold up so well, the glue sticks. So I have no issues, but that's what I used to do for my glue sticks. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it all out and pull all the pieces that I need to. Oh, by the way, we're sewing the Sinclair Harper cardigan and this is a free pattern from Sinclair Patterns. So you can download it for free on their website. This is just gonna be like a behind the scenes. We're just gonna head over there and cut. I'm gonna show you a little bit of how I cut my fabrics. I'm gonna show you a little bit on how I sew it. But if you want a full in-depth tutorial on how to sew this cardigan, I have the video for you because I already made that video. So if you want to check it out, I'll add the link in the description box below, so you can go grab it and sew it up with me. So I'm gonna go fry my fabric because I'm pretty sure I already washed it unless it's in the dryer. And let's get to cutting. All right, it's time to cut. And I'll probably regret moving my table. I'm trying to like push it more. I don't know. I feel like this table is so close to me. What in the world happened? I feel like I have no room. Okay, I am going to cut up the pattern. 1 second, we're gonna get started. Okay, all right, so I've got my fabric here and I've got my pattern here, and I just have to kind of figure out what it is that I'm gonna do. So long sleeve cuff, I want that. So I'm just gonna separate my pieces. I have not done this yet. This looks like my front. Need that, because I need a front. This looks like a sleeve, need that. This is a back, I need the back. 3/4 sleeve, no thank you. Bottom band, yes thank you. Front band, yes thank you. Bottom band cropped. No, I'm not doing the cropped version. I'm doing the long version. The same exact version I made on my video. Hopefully I have enough fabric. I say this as I'm assuming that I have enough fabric. Whew. But this is really thick, so it feels like I have a ton of fabric, but it's thick fabric. So we'll see. Let's start cutting. All right, so I'm gonna fold my fabric and I'm gonna grab my pattern. I feel like I have so much stuff in the way. Oh, I have my fabric for that blanket that I'm supposed to be making that I haven't made yet, that I told you all I'm gonna make. And I did get, so a lot of people said that they like the black as well, but I did end up getting some different fabric. I'm gonna show you how cute it is. Look at that. It's fluffy, so that's gonna be the back of that blanket when we finally make it. I'm just gonna leave that to the side because that's not for tonight. For tonight is this fabric here. Okay, I think I'm gonna have enough because I think I have pretty good length of it, and I think it's pretty wide. It's got a good width. So this is the back, and we're going all the way down to cut here for long line cardigan, and down here, I don't know what down here is. Long line cardigan. Which band do I have? This is front band, all versions. Cropped cardigan, classic cardigan, long cardigan. So I think we're gonna do the oh, there's the duster. I'm just gonna do the long cardigan, not the duster version. Long cardigan. So I'm folding cut here at long cardigan. Hopefully it's long enough. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. This is what I had already, was a size medium. So I'm making a size medium. Sometimes with cardigans, I like to go a size bigger. I buy like a size large usually for my cardigans, but I'm gonna go with a size medium on this one, and I think it'll be okay. I'm actually gonna go a little bit lower than I'm just gonna do the regular cardigan length. I think it's gonna be fine. This is the long cardigan length, not the duster. And the back is cut on the fold, so I'm grabbing the fold and placing it right where I folded my fabric. And we're just gonna cut. I'm using my, what do you call them things? My rotary cutter right here. I'm gonna cut it up. Cut it up. So So did you see my little reel, my little short about washing your mats? And if you did, do you wash your mats? Or if you didn't, make sure you check it out and let me know, do you wash your mats? Did you know that you could put your cutting mats in the bathtub? I just did that the other day with my cardigans. I mean, my cardigans, what in the world is wrong with me? With my mats, and they turned out so good, so good. All right, I'm putting my back piece back in here because I just cut it, so I don't need it anymore, and I put that aside. Now I need my two fronts, and definitely, I think I'm definitely gonna have enough. It's pretty wide fabric, which is great. Oh, somebody on one of my videos was a little upset. Not upset, but they were like pointing out how I always leave my rotary cutters belayed open. Don't do that. That's dangerous, but I do sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm not the best example. Sometimes cut here for long lines. So I'm gonna fold it there. The reason why I'm doing it upside down now is because there's more width of fabric here than there is here. So, and it doesn't really matter because there's no nap to the fabric. So it's not like, you know, like if you're working with a fabric that has nap, you want to keep it all going the same way. But with this fabric, I think it'll be fun. All right, so the front is 2 pieces mirrored. So that means that you're gonna cut 2 of the same and they're facing each other, either right sides together or wrong sides together. And there are marks. If they're marks, you want to mark them, but I don't see any marks on this one. I thought there were marks, but there are no marks. Actually, there are marks. Like the front shoulder here, there's a mark here at the armpit, mark here at the waist, and mark here at the hip. At the hip. All right. So now I'm trying to figure out too, y'all, when I made the last time I made the Lisa cardigan, the free cardigan, and I used this kind of fabric since it's thicker on my serger, and I didn't loosen the tension. It was a little bit like it tightened it, and so it made wavy. And so I had a lot of people comment on that and say things about how I need to change my tension and stuff like that. Yo, I'm the worst at changing my settings on my serger when I'm doing stuff. A lot of times I just go with the same tension and then I steam it and it brings it in. So like I didn't have an issue with it because I ended up steaming it and it was fine. There at the front. I think that's gonna be adorable. And but I know that a lot of you were like, what? So maybe I need to go ahead and try to figure out what the tension is for this, what tension I should use for this fabric, and I didn't figure that out yet. All right, I'm gonna cut my sleeve, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fold, actually, which way the band is gonna be cut. I wanna make sure which way the band is supposed to be cut, so that way I have enough width that I need. So the front band, yeah, it's cut this way. Stretch is going that way. So I want to make sure that I have enough here to cut the front band. And then the other band is cut this way as well. Bottom band. I would have thought it would be cut this way. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna cut my sleeve the other way, this way, so that way I have enough for my bands. So my sleeve is also again on mirrored, so I'm just gonna fold my fabric over, right sides together or wrong sides together, it's up to you, and then place it on there. After years of sewing, you kind of start getting really good at calculating how much fabric like you need or whatever, because like I was able to just eyeball it, and that's like pretty close to what I needed. That's so funny. I will mark this. Right here is my center point, and then I will mark the back. This is the back, so I'm gonna mark that and the center point. So I have my markings for those. What a mess. Don't forget to close your blade. All right, so if I show you, ooh, come on, hold on, let me put this away. If I show you, I've got a notch here at the top, so it just like a little notch, and then here with where the backs are. Okay, so that's put away. Now I'm gonna cut the bands. And the bands look like they go this way. The stretch, okay, so wait a minute. I'm thinking the opposite. Hold on. Hold everything. Why am I being confused? My brain is not computing right now. It's getting kind of late. Where is the line on this one? It goes up and down. You know what? I don't know what I was thinking. What was I thinking? The arrow goes with the grain line, and for some reason I was thinking it goes with the stretch. That's what I was like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. All right, so I cut my sleeve wrong. I should have done it how I was thinking. But it just confused me because of the fact that my band, my front band, should be the other way. So that's why I got confused. So let's see what I'm gonna do. All right, so my front band is this wide. How wide do I have here? Okay, I have enough of this strip here to do my front band, so I'm gonna do that first. So the grain line, I mean the line that's on your pattern, you see that line right there? It corresponds to the grain line. And for some reason, for a second there, I got turned around in my head and I was thinking it corresponds with the stretch. It does not correspond with the stretch. And the reason why I was thinking that is because it's going this way, so I'm thinking, I don't know. It is over here where I am at, it is 11:38. This is the time now that people would have already called it. Okay, this is the long cardigan, and I'm cutting the band. Just make sure I have enough, but not too much. Okay. Oh, did I finish my thought about my serger? Anyway, so in a way, I'm wondering if I want to make this cardigan on my sewing machine. But if I make it on my sewing machine, then I won't be able to finish the raw edges, which is fine because it's a knit fabric. But do I want to do that? I'm not sure. Or do I want to stop being lazy and figure out what the thing is that I need the tension to be at? I don't know. All right, here's the band. Wait a minute, do I need two of those? Cut to unfold, yes. I was like, that doesn't seem long enough. That seems like that's just half the band. So this is the one that goes right here. So now I gotta cut another one. Another one. And I don't think this is wide enough this way to cut another one. Shoot. All right, so what I could do, I could cut two like this, and then I would have a seam here, which would not be ideal. So I'm gonna cut it this way. I messed up, and you may be able to see the grain line going the wrong way, and it's gonna be fine. And the reason why it's gonna be fine with this is because it has pretty good stretch on both ways, so it's gonna be okay. All right, this is one, if I have enough, I may go ahead and cut another one of those so they're both going the same way, so that I'm not like, here, let me do the bottom band. The bottom band, I should have enough to go this way and do the bottom band. And I need to cut one. I only need one, so I think I have enough. Precisely. I have just enough. I have just enough for the bottom band, and then I'll have to wiggle in the front band, which is fine because the front goes this way, so that's why I was thinking I should cut it this way, right? Does that make sense to anybody's head other than mine? Wait a minute, why is this folded? It's not supposed to be folded. I am losing my mind. I am losing my mind. I'm gonna put that aside. It's late. I probably shouldn't be doing this late at night. Let this be a warning to you. I may just finish cutting and sew tomorrow or another day. I wanted to do some sewing tonight, but now I feel like I keep making mistakes with this band. It's not gonna be good for me to sew it up if I'm gonna keep making mistakes. All right, I'm gonna sew the band. I'm gonna cut the band. I'm gonna cut two of them. What I did with my bottom band is that I accidentally had it folded because I had to fold the long one. But the bottom band, I'm like, wait a minute, that's gonna be the same width no matter what. That's when I realized I did wrong. But since I don't have anything wide enough now, long enough now to cut the bottom band, I'm gonna cut two bottom bands instead of just one long one, and it'll have a seam in the back, and it'll be fine. I think I'll have enough for that. And I don't have enough of this fabric after I cut all this to make anything else with it. So it's okay that I have to remake that bottom band. All right, so I've got, these are now my front bands. If you're still around, if you're still here listening to me and going through this crazy nonsense with me, thank you. Thank you for sticking around. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm gonna cut two of them. So I'm just gonna go, let me see how wide this is. Can I cut two this way? I wonder if I could have cut it this way. 1, 2, and this is the way it's supposed to be anyway. I have to have a little bit of seam allowance for sewing them together. No, I don't think it's gonna fit that way. Which way do I have this? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do it this way. All right, so I've got one here and adding like a 1/4 inch seam allowance to the side so that way I can sew them together. Ah, my blade is open. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you all. Quarter inch seam allowance to sew them together. Okay, there's one. Now I just need to cut the other one, and I'm gonna use this piece that I had already cut, since I just need to cut the length. 1/4 inch seam allowance added to this one. So now I can sew that together. So I'm gonna leave this outside. Remember what that is. And I have a couple scraps to spare. Don't know what I'll do with the scraps, but they're here. And they're cute, so I might keep them. What do you do with the scraps? Especially this fluffy fabric. A lot of this fluffy fabric scrap you could put into, like, if you made stuffies or something like that. This would be great to stuff things with because it's so fluffy and so good. All right, we're gonna sew, and this is a really quick sew, so I might get it started really quickly just because I'm stubborn. Oh, cuffs. I knew I was missing something. So I might use this scrap for a cuff. Cuff. How wide is it? This one might be wide enough for cuffs. One cuff. I need two. Almost forgot the cuffs. Now I need another cuff out of this one. Still open. The blade is still open. Ay, ay, ay. When will I remember to close the blade? All right, now we're done cutting. Cuffs are ready. All right, let's sew. I close the blade. Quick reminder and disclaimer that this is just a quick sew. So if you want the full tutorial on how to sew this up, make sure you check out my other video. I'm gonna link it on here so you can go see it. We're gonna sew until midnight. It is now 11:49, which means I have 10 minutes to sew. We're gonna get started. We're gonna start by sewing those shoulders right sides together for the front and the back. What are you up to today? So today would be Thursday, November 7th. What are you doing on this Thursday, November 7th? You probably won't be watching this video on Thursday, November 7th, because I probably will not release this video until next week. And that is because I'll have to edit. Actually, I don't know how much editing I'll have to do, but I'll have to do some other things to it, take pictures of this and everything. And I just released a video tonight, so I don't think this is gonna release. Probably maybe release on maybe Saturday, because I mentioned about wanting to do Saturday like a chat Saturday, like a vlog Saturday maybe. I don't know. All right, so I'm sewing those shoulders right sides together. I'm also going to go ahead and prep my bands. Let's see how much we can get done. So I've got my cuff, folding it right sides together at the edge where it's gonna get folded. The long edge on this one. Doing the same for both. Make sure that they're right sides together. This fabric is kind of hard to tell which one's the right side. I think I got the right side. I don't know. But you know what? If you can't tell, who else is gonna be able to tell, right? That's what I always say. All right, I have my two bottom bands. Remember that I cut two bottom bands because I cut it wrong. So I'm gonna match them up and sew them right sides together at that short raw edge to create one long band, which is what I was supposed to have. And then I have two front bands. Oop, 1, 2. And they get cut as two because it's a long piece. But if you have like a long piece of fabric and you can cut it all of one, you can do that, but it's really long. So I don't think, usually it's kind of hard to get one like that. I'm not doing pockets on this, but the pattern does have pockets. Woo, I cut that clip. The pattern has pockets. The pattern also has different lengths for the cardigan and for the sleeves. So I'm gonna go sew all this up. I am gonna go ahead and use my serger. I think it's gonna be fine. For the front band, which is the one that does a little more wiggling, then I'll think about it. Maybe I'll change my tension. Maybe I'll play around with it. We'll see. Let's go sew. Yuck. This is the part where I might only be able to finish, not be able to sew at all, because I gotta change my threads on my machine because I have them all white. So I don't have enough of this taupe color, which I love, to do the whole thing, to do all 4 threads. So I'm just gonna do the loopers in this color. Ooh, my machine is dirty. I should probably clean it. I have this little handy dandy vacuum. Brush. You need a brush. you all. I said I was only gonna sew till midnight. Now it's 11:55. It's eating up my time. Some people like to just thread by tying their threads. We're gonna try it. I made it go through the tension disc already. And I might change that tension a little bit. Lower it a little bit. I'm gonna go to like a 3 and see what happens. Okay, there's that. Whoop, that should be in the tension disc right there. All right, now the other one, we're gonna tie it. And we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see if it works. This doesn't really work for me very much. People say, again, that that it works for them. And they just like tie off the threads. I don't think it's ever really worked for me before. They just come loose and then I have to rethread it anyway. All right, let's see. Maybe if I open the tension thing. Oh. Don't go so fast. Let's get a piece of fabric. That probably will do the trick. Oh, let's see. Hey, it worked. Okay. Let's see how much we can sew in 5 minutes. Now we're down to 3 minutes. At least maybe we can get these pieces plugged in. Should we go a little bit longer? Should we really stop at midnight, or should we keep going? Daredevil. So that tension didn't really help at all because it's still really tight. I think that I need to change, what I need to change is the actual foot tension. This is the tension for the thread. So the thread is kind of like more loopy, but it's still pretty tight on the tension. I'm gonna go back to my regular 4 on those. And then I need to change the tension here. Which one's the tension? The stitch length. I'm gonna go down to like a 2 there. Let's see what happens with that. Let's see what happens with that. And I'm gonna show you. Oh no, 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 no. Okay. All right. I went up to a 4 and it looks much better. I started with a 2 and it started like really tight, and I went up to a 4. On the side, I'll show you in a little bit. But what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So you see that I changed the thread. Just the loopers are the main part that you see. The white is just the running straight stitches in there. So that's why I didn't change those, because the ones you'll see the most is the loopers, since I only have 2 of those of that color. So I didn't want you to be able to see it. I wanted you to be able to like blend in more, and so I didn't want the loopers to be white. Yeah, that definitely is loosening that tension. Still a little wonky. I gotta play with it, but once I steam it, it'll be fine. Let me show you what tension I moved, and you can be like, no, that's not the right one. You need to change the other one. I'm just kind of coming around right here. This is what I changed. I went from a 3, I moved it a little bit to the 4. I guess I didn't move it all the way to the 4, but that's what I changed right there. I don't know if that's the right thing or not. It's 12:01, but I am so stubborn, and my machine threw me off. So I'm gonna do a little bit more. I'm gonna put aside the bands. I'm not gonna put those on tonight, but I am going to put my sleeves on. So I'm gonna open up my sleeve area here, right side up, and I'm gonna attach my sleeve, making sure that the back points are facing the back, and making sure that I'm putting the fabric right sides together. Yeah. So we're gonna sew the shoulder, so we're gonna sew the sleeves on, and we're gonna sew our sides. So it's kind of like the cardigan will just need to be added cuffs to it. And maybe I'll finish those in the morning when I get up. I have somewhere to go. I have to be at 10 a.m. It's not that early. So I have a little bit of time in the morning. So maybe I can get up early and finish this and wear it tomorrow, even though I live in South Georgia. So cardigans are really not so much of a fall thing as it is more of a winter thing. Wear them in winter time, because fall, it doesn't fall around here. It just kind of gets, sometimes it gets a little cool. Has not been lately. It's been nice. It is really nice. It's just warmer than most places. My friend is, where she's at, it's snowing. So that's a big difference. All right, sleeves are on. Let's go sew them. Then we'll sew our sides. We'll try it on. We'll stop there. Finish tomorrow. I just found my cuffs on the floor. I need to sew those too. So you're wondering what this shelf liner is doing right there. Someone actually sent that to me. That was so sweet. One of my followers sent that to me. It's for me to put under my sewing machine. I haven't done it yet. I should do it. I need to do it. It was so nice of them to send it to me. Thank you. One sleeve is on. We'll add the other sleeve. Now remember, if it's a little wonky, like if your fabric's a little wobbly, a good steam will fix it. The cuffs that I forgot. All right, this is why I need that shelf liner, because my machine wants to run away. All right, last thing we'll do tonight, sewing those right sides together. So we're gonna grab where our sleeves are, and we're gonna sew those side seams. Sleeves together, not like sleeves together, but like the whole sleeve, all the way down, right sides together, and all the way down the bottom of the bodice. Cardigans are really, really easy to sew. So if you are not sure about sewing, if you're like a beginner sewist, or you don't know where to go, or you're like, I don't have, like, I lost my sewing mojo or anything like that, cardigans are always my go-to. They're easy to sew, and they are so nice to wear. They're so comfortable. I kind of wish next time I make this, well, we'll try it on and see what it fits like. But I like to size up on my cardigans. I like them oversized and like comfy. This fabric is very, very comfy. So I think this is gonna be good. But because I was using my paper pattern that I have already cut out a certain size, I couldn't change my sizing. And that's another thing that's really good with Projector patterns, is that I can sew up a different size every time that I cut up the pattern, a new pattern, that I cut up the pattern again, because I could size up, I could delete a different layer, I could add a different layer. So it doesn't have to just be the size that I cut out once I got my pattern, my paper pattern. So let's go sew this sides, then I'm gonna try it on without all the cuffs and the bands and show you what it's gonna look like for now. And then tomorrow morning, hopefully I'll wake up on time And so the thing, and I know, you know, it's midnight, but I'm used to staying up late anyway, so this is nothing new. So hopefully I still get up in the morning. But let me go ahead and let's sew this. All right, those sides. All right, one side, now the other side. All right, let's go try it on. All right, I'm gonna try it on over what I'm wearing tonight. And I didn't steam it. I just wanna, I know it's kind of wavy. It's not as wavy because I did fix the tension a little bit, but it is a little bit wavy. So once I steam that, I think it'll be good. I have some chocolate ice cream on my shirt. I don't know if you can see it. The length is great. It's gonna be a little bit longer because it's gonna have a band. It's gonna be, the cuffs are gonna be here, and there's gonna be a front band here. So that's gonna be wider as well. Next time, again, I probably will size up. Well, the band will be good. So it is pretty baggy. I don't know if do we wanna shorten it? Or do we like it this length? I haven't even seen it. You're the first one to see it because I don't have a mirror here, so I haven't even seen it. This is the first time I put it on. So I'm gonna go look at it. But I think it's gonna be cute. It feels cute. I should probably look at it. But we're gonna stop here tonight. It is 12:12. You wanna see 12:12? Can you see that? Can you even see it? Focus. By the time it focuses, it's not gonna be 12:12 anymore. It's gonna be like 12:13, and you're gonna be like, it wasn't 12:12. Come on, focus. Please focus. Please. All right, you're just gonna have to believe me that it is 12:12. You're just gonna have to believe me that it's 12:12. It is 12:12. And now my thing is all blurry. Anyway, it is, or was, but we're gonna go to bed now. And I'm gonna finish this tomorrow because I think it's super cute. Well, I think, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Y'all, when I recorded this, my microphone died and it would not record. So I'm just gonna do a little voiceover. I steamed all the pieces and then I went ahead and attached the cuffs by folding right sides together and attaching all the way down the front, that sash, and then attaching the bottom. I did look at my video online to make sure that I did it right, the steps. So if you are wondering about that, make sure you check out that video. Y'all, I cannot believe that my microphone did that to me. Oh well, I guess we'll have to live with it. So I'm gonna sew this up again. I think, I don't know, maybe I will sew the bottom band first because I have all this room here that I'm thinking it's for the bottom band, so I can fold this one, and this is the one that will go this way. I just don't want the bottom band to be too tight around the bottom so that it like cuffs it. I don't like to do that. Instead, I'm just gonna sew the bottom of this and attach the bottom band first. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. So I'm grabbing the bottom of the waistband, folding it right sides together and creating that finished edge. I left a gap there. And then, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. You know what would be an easy solution? For me to go watch the stinking last, few minutes of my video when I made this tutorial. I am so stubborn. Maybe I'll do that in a minute. Let me do the cuff of the armbands. Let's do the cuff, and then maybe I will go check it out real quickly and see what I did on my video. As I'm sewing my cuff, I'm kind of stretching it to fit a little bit. It doesn't take a whole lot of stretching. Anyway, I hope you all are having a great day today. Comment below and let me know when you're watching this video and what you're doing today. Are you sewing anything? Have you sewn this pattern before? Did you just learn about it? Are you gonna go get it? I'm trying to say something in between my sewing. One thing I do remember about this cardigan that I really loved is that it's got the longer sleeves. I like the sleeves to be a little bit oversized. I am watching myself on YouTube sew this up to figure out what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. I am right now at the second sewing the cuff, and then I'm sewing. Okay. I'm sewing the bottom band, so I want to see if I already.
We can remove those pins of the sides of the bottom band, and as you can see, the bottom of the band, it looks a little wavy. Also, the seam is coming this way.
Okay, so the bottom band gets sewn first. Yeah. And then now I'm sewing the, yep, so the bottom band gets sewn first. Phew, good thing I checked, and I did the right thing at the bottom there where I folded right sides together instead of doing it on the bottom band. So that is good right there. So instead of attaching the band first, I thought, like in my mind, I'm like, this is a little longer than I thought. So good thing I checked. All right, I'm gonna open this up, remove those, mark the center of the bottom, and match up the bottom band, folded wrong sides together, and now match it up here at the bottom. And then now this bottom band should be able to fit to the edge of the bodice, of the bottom of the bodice. And I'm gonna clip at the bottom and I'm gonna clip at the sides. That's a tip I just heard on my video. So that it'll stay there and it won't move when I'm trying to sew it. Thank you for the great tip. You're welcome. Just kidding. I'm a weirdo. Okay, so yeah, I am pinning it, clipping it all the way, and I'm gonna sew that bottom band first. And then once I sew that bottom band, then I can grab my front band now that I already turned that bottom that we sewed up, and I can place it right over that bottom band. Well, once it's tipped over, and it should fit right over, clip it, and then I can sew it right there. So I can do that after I sew it. I gotta see what time it is. Because I woke up earlier, like I woke up early on time, and then I was doing other things like laundry and stuff like that and getting ready, and now I'm like, oh my, I gotta hurry because I have to be somewhere. So, and I want to finish this. I'm gonna finish this. Okay. Clip it. Clip it. All right, let's go sew that bottom band on, and then we'll sew our other band, our front band. Boop, it's gonna be so cute. And that will be it. All right, so we're gonna start here at the bottom. Make sure it's all lined up. And it looks good. We're going all the way down. I'm gonna head over to my iron and iron that bottom seam first before I sew the sides up.
All right, friends, I did end up shortening it. I think it looks much better shorter. I took about 7 inches, but I think if you cut at the this length, then I mean there's different lengths in the pattern. I just wanted a shorter one because I feel like I'm gonna wear it more often than I would a duster. Bo's over here saying hello. I think it turned out so good. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time.